Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. We're diving into some powerful concepts today, stuff that can really change your game if you're a high-performing business leader, coach, or athlete. Basically, anyone who's always looking for that extra edge. So we're going to dig into the work of Coach Ed Padalecki today.
You got it, Coach Padalecki. He's got some really cool ideas about how to build habits and stay disciplined. And a lot of it comes from, believe it or not, the legal world.
Oh, wow. Okay. How so?
Well, his cousin was a district attorney and then a judge.
Okay.
And he talks about how in legal contracts, you got to have things spelled out really clearly, no room for messing around.
Right.
And Coach P took that idea and applied it to personal development.
Interesting.
So he calls them bright lines, like a super clear boundary, like no wiggle room.
Got it.
He used the example, I will never eat Cheetos again.
Okay, so like black and white, either you did or you didn't.
Exactly. The orange fingers don't lie, right?
Right.
And that's the whole point of bright lines. So they eliminate that gray area.
That makes a lot of sense because I think a lot of times we set these vague goals for ourselves, like I'll eat less junk food or I'll work out more, but there's no real accountability there.
Exactly. Coach P is all about cutting through that, right? Getting rid of the loopholes, especially for people like our listeners, driven people who are always striving for peak performance. It's like that ambiguity just creates unnecessary mental clutter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's draining, it's distracting, it's not helpful. So what are some examples of these bright lines? I'm curious to hear how this actually plays out.
So instead of I'll work out more, a bright line would be I will train for 45 minutes every weekday. See the difference?
Yeah, totally.
It's specific, it's actionable, and it leaves zero room for well, maybe I'll just skip today.
And I think for a lot of us, especially these days, it's that social media thing,
Oh, for sure. That's a huge one.
It's so easy to get sucked in and just kind of lose track of time.
Right.
So instead of saying, I'll limit my social media, what would a bright line look like for that?
Coach Padalecki suggests something like, I will check Instagram only once a day for 10 minutes at 7 p.m. Boom, done. That's it.
That's a really good example.
Right, no more endless scrolling, no more getting lost in the feed.
Right. It's interesting. Coach P talks about this other concept that kind of ties into this whole bright lines idea.
Oh, yeah, the de minimis non cura lex thing, right?
Yeah. It's a legal principle, right?
Yeah, it basically means the law doesn't concern itself with trifles, like with super minor stuff.
Okay. So what's the connection to our everyday lives, our goals, our performance?
Well, it's about focusing on what actually matters and not getting bogged down in all the insignificant details. Like, think about it. Are you obsessing over a tiny mistake you made?
Yeah.
Are you replaying that one error instead of focusing on the big picture?
Oh, man, I am so guilty of that.
And Coach P really pushes on this idea of, are you nitpicking things that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, because it's so easy to get caught up in that.
It is, especially for high performers who are wired to be detail-oriented.
Totally. And it's exhausting, really, when you think about it.
Right. Coach Padalecki talks about how perfectionism can actually become a trap.
Oh, I can see that.
Like it can really drain your time and energy and prevent you from focusing on what truly moves the needle, the stuff that really matters.
So what are some actionable takeaways here for our listeners inspired by Coach Padalecki's insights?
I'd say there are two big ones.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, set a bright line.
Yes.
Find one specific area, maybe in your training, your work, your habits, where you can create a clear, firm rule.
Make it non-negotiable.
Exactly. And then identify a trifle, something small that's been bugging you but doesn't actually impact your big goals, and just let it go.
Release it. Love it. Coach Padalecki's message is so on point. Real progress comes from clear priorities and consistent action. Bright lines give you that clarity, and releasing those insignificant things frees up your energy for what truly matters.
I agree. And that's how you build that unstoppable momentum.
So I'm curious, what's one bright line you can set right now?
I'm going to think about that one.
And what's one trifle you can just release? Just let go of. Something to think about as you move forward with your week. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. See you next time.